Hello, everyone. I was not planning on doing another review, but actually had a free rental at local video store. So earlier today, went over, kind of searched around, and came across Allied. So last Blu-ray on the shelf. So pretty pumped that I found it. This was a movie that I had wanted to see in the theater, and for whatever reason didn't end up making it. So super excited that I got it, and just actually finished watching it a few minutes ago. So figured I would do a review. So let's get to that. So for starters, this movie just totally blew me away. Um, it was not what I had originally expected. I think this is another movie that kind of falls into the trailer trap, so to speak. The trailer definitely marketed it, I guess, in a different way. Of course, they only showed kind of the action parts in the trailer, so to get interest and to get people talking about it and wanting to see it. For those who have seen the movie at this point, know that there is pretty limited action. I'd say maybe 3 to 5% of the movie is action. So, although those scenes are certainly very well done, the majority of the movie is more talking and storytelling, and I absolutely loved it. I didn't think it needed any more action than what it had. So, what Allied is it's more of a love story than anything else. The whole World War II era, something that I'm definitely interested in. So when I first saw this trailer, I knew it was something that I would definitely want to see. Um, Again, going back to kind of the story, I think it was something different. We have all the, Romeo and Juliet stories, and, love stories are certainly nothing new, or certainly nothing that we don't see often, in the whole film world. But this is just a little different take on it, in my opinion. It certainly seemed fresh. It was definitely refreshing, at least for me as the viewer, to see something that I guess was a little more out of the ordinary. So, in this story, we have two different spies, kind of coming together for a mission early on, and ultimately they fall in love, and Brad Pitt's character, starts to find out a little more about Marion Cotillard's character, and obviously have some strife and some conflict. And again, I don't want to really spoil much for those who haven't seen it, but it was really a story that I think was needed to be told. It's not based on a true story or anything, but I was kind of curious as I was watching it. I didn't know if it was a true story or not. I didn't recall seeing anything that it was, or in the trailers, or when you read about it, it always says based on a true story. But even though it wasn't, it felt like a true story, and I guess that's what was impactful for me. Is again, it kind of relates to real world for all of us. We've all had friendships, relationships where, you have a bad feeling about something, and maybe in some cases, other people have felt that way about us. But sometimes it's just you wonder if the person is really, they are who they seem, or who they say they are. So I guess that kind of message was definitely prevalent throughout. The acting in this movie was fantastic. Marion Cotillard, I'm a big fan of hers. Loved her in Public Enemies, one of my favorite movies. So, she's been in some other good films as well. Brad Pitt, goes without saying, he played this role extremely well. I think he was a really great choice as far as casting. So he did a great job. Other things that I liked about the film, the costumes, and the setting, the backdrop. I guess the whole scenery, part of the film was spot on. Again, it's the World War II era. Everything about the movie screamed World War II. You felt it felt like you're in the 40s. It felt like you were watching a movie in the 40s, I should say. As far as the accuracy and the costumes, and just everything about it was fantastic. And there's a few scenes when they're in London. and the the air raids are going on, and it's just fascinating for me. The whole era. The people were just standing outside at a party like this was, because this was an everyday event for them getting bombed, and it gave a lot of great insight into that era. So that was one of the kind of the highlights of the film for me as well. So really, I mean, all in all, this film, I didn't really know what to expect when I put it in, but I really, really ended up enjoying it. Again, the trailer might have kind of, misconstrued what it was, and that's unfortunate. So, but for those of us that end up watching the film, it's definitely one to check out. So, I'm gonna go ahead and rate this a 4.25 out of 5. Thanks so much for watching, and hope everyone takes care. See you in the next video.